What a day it has been for Bangladesh as they push their claim to the semi-finals and continue to entertain their fans who travel the world over to see them perform. Join us in the review as we've got Mel Jones and Athar Ali Khan to answer all your questions. Well, it's been a fantastic day for Bangladesh on a pitch that seemed so hard. They put up a total of 262, making it difficult for Afghanistan from there on. And then it was Shakib Al-Hasan showtime. Raging fans, the Tigers were roaring. It was hashtag Rise of the Tigers all throughout. Athar, you must be a very happy man with that.
I am, and so will be the rest of the fans all over the world, especially back in Bangladesh. 170 million people, don't forget that, would have been glued on TV to see whether Bangladesh will grab 2 points, because when they batted, it was not an easy pitch to bat on. It was a difficult pitch to bat on, but it does not really reflect what they did with the bat. 262 for 7. Mushfiqur Rahim with 83. I thought he played brilliantly. Shakib, I mean, #1 all-rounder in the world. And again, the impact there with that 51 important run. Tamim and Musaddiq also among the runs, ensuring that when they managed to score 262 for 7, we thought they had enough on the board.
Indeed. And Athar, would you say it is Shakib versus the rest of the world?
Well, you really don't want to point in that direction, because Shakib still is a player, the member of the Bangladesh cricket team, and is great. He's been a great ambassador, fantastic ambassador. Yes, in terms of performance, I think it was brilliant. I think it was really up for the grabs. It was difficult for him to bat when he scored those 51 runs. But what about his bowling? Best ever figure in one international for Shakib Al-Hasan. Second time a bowler in World Cup picked up 5 wickets in an innings with a 50 added to it when he batted. I thought he was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. Unplayable. He came in on the 11th over when he picked up a very first wicket in his very first over and never looked back. I think he was the Superman today.
Indeed, he was a Superman, and it just seems that when the spotlight is on, Shakib starts performing on the world stage, and that has made him only the second player in the world, along with after Yuvraj Singh in 2011 against Ireland, to have 50-plus runs and 5 wickets, both in bowling as well as batting. Shakib was outstanding, Mel.
He certainly was, but I think you've got to go back to his batting as well. He said that was the hardest pitch he's played on so far in this World Cup. It's the way in which he's been scoring his runs. That's probably been the most impressive part about his play. Tough wickets, tough stages of the game, trying to get either Bangladesh over the line or putting a half-decent total on the board. He just keeps on doing it.
Indeed. And talking about Bangladesh's bowling effort,
outstanding. I mean, you've got to give credit to the way they started. It was a bit of a surprise for me not to see a spinner in the first 10 overs, because they bowled 3 seamers in the first 10 overs. And the moment when they decided, Mushfiqur decided that they would have Shakib Al-Hasan bowling the 11th over, things started to go in their favour, because he picked up a wicket in his very first over. Mehdi Hasan also bowled well from the other end. Musaddiq Hussain was quite keen to pick up wickets. So it was important to have the spinners. Once the spinners got on, you would know that you would expect wickets coming in tandem, and that's exactly what some good fielding. I thought they were very sharp in the field. Keeping was outstanding also.
I think the other thing as well, not to give real good credit to, is Mumtaz's captaincy. He went really aggressive with the field placements. Had a silly point at one stage, a leg slip at one stage. It might not have created the wicket straight away, but what it did, it created pressure, and wickets fell around those decisions. So massive tick for me for the captaincy.
Right, indeed, great captaincy. And also, you know, we had a fan ask us, his name is Piash, do you think that Shakib Al-Hasan is the best among the all-rounders playing in the CWC 19?
Well, if you look at the ranking, he's right at the top of the table, and he's been right at the top of the table for such a long time. Obviously, he's the best, and his performance backs it up. I mean, that is so very crucial. Rankings only matters when you keep on performing well for your team and getting wins for your side. That's what it's all about. As a player, you can score 100. As a player, you can take 5 wickets. But if you don't end up on a winning side, it just really doesn't really matter. But under pressure, you got to pick up those 2 points. You got to play well, and that's exactly what he has been doing from the very first match, which was against South Africa, which we started with a winning campaign.
I think the default, also, is that when we think all-rounders, we think pace bowling and batting. We don't think spinner and bat, and we don't think wicket-keeper and bat. And Mushfiqur, I thought, was brilliant today as well. Back-to-back runs in 2 games, and he was great behind the stumps, a couple of stumpings and a catch as well.
Right. And also it's 262. We had 83 from Mushfiqur Rahim also struck against Australia.
You see, you got to look back what he has done in the tournament so far. In the last match against Australia, he scored 100 runs. That was a really good knock. But when he came onto bat, you were expecting that yes, they might take a little bit more time, because the pitch, as Mel said, it was difficult pitch to bat on because there's so much grip and turn for the spinners. So he took his time, not a lot of shots, but he kept rotating strikes. And when you get set and when you get cross over the 50, you would expect someone like Mushfiqur Rahim to go and score a few more. He would have been disappointed when he was the last batsman to get out anyway, because he scored in the end 83. It mattered a lot for Bangladesh to have Mushfiqur Rahim, who is solid at the rock in the middle overs. You would want him at the top of his form, and he was in this game also.
Right, and look who's just joined us.
Hey, Mehdi.
Like magic. Well
done.
Thank you. I know, you know what, I'm just going to leave it between the three of you. Athar, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of questions to ask him there.
Mehdi, first of all, well done. What do you think about the pitch? Because it was turning when you batted first, but it didn't have that much when you started to bowl.
I think the wicket is look good in the morning, so we just talk about in the in team in the first, so we just batting in the long time, and I think the wicket is little bit slow and wicket little bit turn, so this is good for the spin bowling, so you know that. And also we took 5 wickets in Shakib bhai, also he did very well and in the first to last over, so we just difficult to bat on in this wicket.
Yes,
I think
it was not an easy wicket to bat. Before I let Mel go ahead, you can.
Magnificent 100 against Australia. Yeah. Did you change your game plan at all coming into this match against Afghanistan, particularly on this pitch?
Yeah, we just in a chat with talk about our own self, because last match we did not very well, because we play well in last couple of matches, and I think we saw the match Afghanistan and India, we saw the match and we little bit changed, because we just thinking about this condition. We need to stack rotate, and we need to singles in right time. So we just talk about our batsmen. So we need to partnership get. So that's the main point, I think so.
All right, so I have to ask you, what is Shakib doing these days?
I think he is most experienced guy, you know that. Already he played 3 World Cups. Now this World Cup also playing 4 World Cups. So he have good experience and he can lot of confident. And I think so he is idol for our junior guy, I think so, in the world. So I think so he is the best all-rounder in the world, so you know that. And also we just learn from him, and we are lucky for that, because you know that. So we're playing together, Shakib and also other senior guy. So I think it is good for Bangladesh team and also in the players. So this is good for future cricket, I think so, in Bangladesh.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Mehdi.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Those are some gold words for us. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time again. And congratulations and all the best for the future. Well, with that, moving on, shifting gears towards Afghanistan, what could they have done better?
I thought they could have bowled a little bit better, because on a pitch, on a surface like this, let's just say that if Bangladesh would have bowled first here, they would have restricted Afghanistan in a much lower total. They bowled out Afghanistan when they were chasing 262. I thought maybe the spinners bowled well, but I thought they were probably a bit weak in seam department, where they really didn't bowl at the right areas, and Bangladesh took some really good advantage, knowing that if you can survive these spinners. They didn't give any wicket to Rashid Khan. So the first thing first, Rashid Khan has to pick up wickets. I mean, this has not been at his best. It's a bit of a surprise for me, because he's tons of experience and he's played all over the world. When you expect whenever he comes on to bowl, even in these conditions, you would expect him to take wickets. I think that is a key for Afghanistan to do well. They need to have Rashid Khan picking up wickets.
It's difficult though, isn't it? Because we've seen him do so well in the T20 format. He comes into the 50-over format. People can just sit on him a little bit, not give him wickets. So then it's up to the rest of the bowling group, but also the fielding group. I thought the fielding was very poor from Afghanistan today. That's a constant. They need to keep A-grade level all the time. And starts. Lots of starts in this tournament. No one's gone on.
And Mel, you know, you answered that question about Mujib's bowling, which was a carom ball, right? Tell us about Mujib, how outstanding he has been, along with his variations today.
Yeah, you love him because he's pretty much self-taught. He's the one that has gone out and researched things on YouTube about bowling different deliveries, and at such a young age still is bringing that into the international stadium and not just getting wickets, getting big wickets, top order wickets, putting Afghanistan in a situation where he's bowling in the power play and putting them on the front foot, and that's just so very impressive.
Indeed, and Mujib has been consistently impressive, if I may say so.
Yeah, you can say that again because, as Mel said, if a bowler at his age of 18 years of age comes to bowl in the power play and he bowls to the top 3 or 4 batsmen and they struggle against the spin, it's about how he throws, how the ball comes out of his hand. He's got so much variation. He can bowl the leg break, he can bowl the off spinner, and the stock delivery, and also he's got that mystery ball which zips through and comes back into the right-handers. So it's important for batsmen to have a really close look at his hand, and it gets difficult. Right. It's not easy. It's just a split second you have to pick up where the ball is going to go.
Right. Well, this chapter is closed. We're moving on to the next chapter, which is the big one. It is England versus Australia at the Lords in London. It's going to be huge. I see Mel hooting for it, isn't it?
That's it. I'm getting warmed up already. It's excitement back home. It's excitement here in England. It's tradition right there and then, and with Ashes coming up as well. So massive, massive game.
Right, and we happened to get into the commentators' box and ask the commentators, what are your predictions? And this is what they had to say.
England, because the situation's getting close to desperate, the senses will be heightened and class will out.
Australia, no surprise, but I think because their constant improvement in every facet of the game over their games will certainly get them over the line.
England, because of their batting.
Australia, I think they're more confident at this stage. England may be just a touch rattled. Good game.
England have the advantage because I think they've got greater batting depth.
Mind, England. Heart, never Australia.
All right, guys, this is your one chance to change your prediction if you have to.
No, not a chance.
Not a chance?
No, I just want to add one more thing.
Right.
I said batting, but don't forget there's Jofra Archer, the X Factor, which also might do a big favor for England.
Australia's
if he gets
played
it right.
heaps in the Big Bash. That'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Well, with that, let's take a look at the points table. I think it's an open space out there. Pakistan and Bangladesh still in the running. Well, that game changed everything, Sri Lanka versus England.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if you look at, let's talk about Bangladesh here because they have 2 very big games ahead. And one is against India, the other against Pakistan. So if they can manage to somehow win against India, then they'll be seriously considering themselves to get into the top 4. Because if you look at the points table, they've got 2 more. They've got 7 points now. So they're getting closer. And hopefully they can get even closer.
All right.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Okay, fingers crossed. May the best team win. Thank you so much. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Athar, well, with that, you guys continue to follow us on @ICC Cricket World Cup. You know the hashtag. It's CWC19. Thank you for joining us.
Very happy with the way this tournament going.
Inshallah, we'll try our best to beat Bangladesh.
A ferocious contest.
You should call me.
We give our best.
We'll have to bat first.
There is always pressure.
There's something good though, and feeling more. You should call me.
My decision is out.
Finally one goes to hand.
There's a million other people.
Comes back beautifully.
Missing the wickets.
Oh, beautifully bowled. Achieve the miracle work at 50 comes up at 56 deliveries.
Afghanistan had to score at 5.26 runs per over.
The catch will be taken. Tamim Iqbal this time against